He killed in the dark. He wrote letters in code. He taunted police, mocked detectives, and threatened entire cities. He gave himself a name, the Zodiac. And despite one of the longest criminal investigations in American history, he was never caught. This is not just a story about a killer. This is a story about fear, about obsession, about a mystery that has haunted America for over 50 years. Welcome to Midnight Evidence. Tonight, we go inside the case of the Zodiac Killer. The year is 1968. Northern California is alive with music, protests, and change. San Francisco is the heart of the counterculture movement. People are dancing in the streets. The world feels full of hope. But in the quiet suburbs, on dark, empty roads far from the city lights, something evil is waiting. A killer is watching, planning, and he's about to introduce himself to the world in the most chilling way possible. December 20th, 1968, Lake Herman Road, Benicia, California. It is a cold Thursday night. Two teenagers, David Faraday, 17 years old, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16 years old, are parked on a quiet, isolated road. It is their very first date. They are young. They are happy. They have no idea what is coming. At approximately 11 p.m., a car pulls up behind them. What happens next takes less than 2 minutes. David is shot once in the head at close range. Betty Lou manages to open the car door and run. She makes it exactly 28 feet before she's shot 5 times in the back. Both are dead before midnight. When police arrive, there are no witnesses, no suspects, no motive, just 2 young bodies on a cold, dark road. The case goes cold almost immediately. But this was only the beginning. 6 months later, July 4th, 1969, Independence Day. While families across America celebrate with fireworks and laughter, 2 more young people are targeted. Darlene Ferrin, 22, and Michael Mageau, 19, are parked at Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo, California. Just after midnight, a car pulls up, stops, then drives away. They breathe a sigh of relief. Then, the car comes back. A man gets out. He walks toward them with a flashlight, and without a single word, opens fire. Darlene is hit multiple times. She dies before the ambulance arrives. Michael, though shot in the face, neck, and chest, somehow survives. An hour after the shooting, the Vallejo Police Department receives a phone call. A calm, cold voice on the other end says, "I want to report a murder. If you go 1 mile east on Columbus Parkway, you will find the kids in a brown car. They were shot with a 9mm Luger. I also killed those kids last year." Then the line goes dead. The police trace the call to a payphone. They find nothing. But something has changed. The killer is not hiding anymore. He wants to be found. He wants to be known. And he is just getting started. August 1st, 1969. 3 newspaper offices across Northern California receive identical letters on the same morning. The San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, the Vallejo Times-Herald. Each letter contains something extraordinary. A detailed first-person account of the murders. Details that only the killer could know. Details the police had never made public. But that is not the most chilling part. Each letter also contains 1/3 of a strange 408-symbol cipher, a coded message. The killer demands the newspapers print the ciphers on their front pages. If they refuse, he threatens to go on a killing spree, targeting school children. The newspapers comply. And then, a 4th letter arrives. This one contains a name. "Dear Editor, I am the Zodiac." America now has a name for its nightmare. Within 1 week of publication, the 408-symbol cipher is cracked. Not by FBI cryptographers, not by government code breakers, but by a high school teacher named Donald Hardin and his wife Betty sitting at their kitchen table in Salinas, California. When they decode the message, the words send a chill down their spines. The Zodiac had written, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off with a girl." He ends with something even more disturbing, a claim that his victims would become his slaves in the afterlife. The FBI is horrified. The public is terrified. And the Zodiac? He's just getting warmed up. September 27, 1969. Lake Berryessa, Napa County, California. Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, two college students from Pacific Union College, are having a picnic by the lake. It is a beautiful afternoon, peaceful, quiet. Then a strange figure emerges from the trees. He's wearing a hood, completely black, with a white crossed circle symbol stitched onto the chest. The same symbol the Zodiac had used to sign his letters. He ties them both up, and then, without a word of explanation, he stabs them repeatedly. Cecilia Shepard dies 2 days later in the hospital. Brian Hartnell survives, but carries the physical and psychological scars for the rest of his life. Before leaving the scene, the Zodiac does something extraordinary. He walks to Brian's car door and writes 3 dates in black marker. Vallejo, December 20th, 68, July 4th, 1969. September 27th, 1969, 6:30 by knife. He is keeping score, and he wants the world to know it. October 11th, 1969, San Francisco, Paul Stein, a 29-year-old taxi driver and graduate student, picks up a fare near Union Square. The passenger asks to be taken to Washington and Maple Street in the Presidio Heights neighborhood. When they arrive, the passenger shoots Paul Stein once in the head. He then tears off a piece of Paul's shirt, soaked in blood, and disappears into the night. 3 teenagers witness the shooting from a nearby window. They call police. Officers arrive within minutes. They stop and speak with a man matching the description just 2 blocks away, but incredibly, he is allowed to walk free. A radio miscommunication described the suspect as black. The man they stopped was white. The Zodiac had slipped through the fingers of the San Francisco Police Department. Days later, a letter arrives at the Chronicle. Inside, a piece of Paul Stein's bloodied shirt. Proof. Undeniable. Terrifying. Over the following decades, investigators would focus on several key suspects. Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted sex offender from Vallejo. He owned a Zodiac brand watch. He used the same type of ammunition as the killer. Witnesses placed him near crime scenes. He even told a friend, before the killings began, that he fantasized about hunting human beings. But his handwriting didn't match. His fingerprints did not match. And he died in 1992, taking his secrets to the grave. Then in 2021, a cold case team called the Casebreakers made a stunning announcement. They believed the Zodiac was a man named Gary Francis Post, a former U.S. Air Force serviceman and house painter from California. They claimed his name was hidden inside the Unsolved 340 cipher. They found photos showing scars on his forehead that matched a police sketch. But the FBI did not officially confirm this theory. The identity of the Zodiac Killer remains, to this day, officially unknown. Between 1969 and 1974, the Zodiac sends over 20 letters to newspapers and police. He claims more and more victims, eventually boasting of 37 murders. Only 5 are officially confirmed. He sends bomb threats. He threatens to shoot out the tires of school buses. He sends more ciphers, some of which remain unsolved to this day. And then, in 1974, the letters stop. No explanation. No final message. No goodbye. Just silence. The Zodiac Killer case remains one of the most haunting, unsolved mysteries in American criminal history. 5 confirmed victims. Possibly dozens more. A killer who was never identified. Never arrested. Never brought to justice. Was he Arthur Lee Allen? Gary Francis Post? Someone else entirely? Did he die years ago, taking his identity to the grave? Or did he live a long, quiet life, watching the news coverage